What's going on here, the landslides, what is the sediment that is being involved in the slides, which is the clay, where the clay came from, the glacial lake, how these slides originated, which is when they put in the railroad grade and cut the rock back, and then these slides have been happening ever since. This railroad grade is elevated above the floodplain. It probably was raised up and cut back in the like 1920s to 1950s, somewhere in there. Before that it was probably lower and maybe occasionally flooded, so they raised it to keep it above the floods. Where the sediment came from, the glacial lake, the concept of varves, useful to know, because it ties in with what you did last week with glaciers and evidence for glaciation. There's something we can't see here. If the glaciers were here, they might have deposited till at the bottom of the glacier, but we can't see it at this location. But it might be present somewhere else. Were you scratching my nose or something?
Yeah.
Pig ears. So other little bits of evidence that we saw, you saw a few curved tree trunks so that these slopes are undergoing creep when they're not sliding. You saw the little slide blocks that were not very distinguishable but represented pieces that came down. You saw on the one that we kind of ambled up along, you saw the evidence of a mud flow where the material thawed probably in February and came down slope as a mud flow and stopped. It only came about 1/3 of the way down the slope and stopped. I think only Karen and I got up into that far to look at it. This is only a short stretch. When you get to the second pole in the distance, this whole exposure goes away. And we're actually starting to head in the direction of the tavern, the South End Tavern. You do? Still
I lived in Troy, just for your information, you Trojans, for 1 year.
Didn't you take the tumble?
My husband worked in St. Mary.